Hello everyone and welcome to Retro Brick Reviews, where today we'll be taking a look at a few recently revealed LEGO Harry Potter Summer 2019 sets. These being set number 75965, The Rise of Voldemort, set number 75958, Beauxbatons Carriage, Arrival at Hogwarts, and the LEGO Harry Potter Build Your Own Adventure book. Starting off with The Rise of Voldemort, this set from Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire comes with 184 pieces, 4 minifigures, those being Harry Potter, Lord Voldemort, Wormtail, aka Peter Pettigrew, and an unnamed Death Eater, and it'll cost around $20 in the United States. Also, just a random side note, but Harry Potter and the Rise of Voldemort would be a much more accurate title for the 4th book than Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Like, I know people have talked about this for years, but Goblet of Fire is just kind of a poor title. But that's not what this video is about. Anyway, just taking a closer look at everything included, you can see that starting with some of the side builds, we will get the cauldron that Wormtail makes the potion in. Strangely, it doesn't look like we're going to be getting any of the actual ingredients for it, which is odd. I don't know, maybe there will be a bone hidden inside of the tomb of Tom Riddle at the back. That would at least be something, since to be fair, they can't exactly do blood or flesh, but you know, they could totally do the bone part of it. And there was a description online that said that baby Voldemort will be included, but he's not in any of the pictures, and that was only on one site, and it was the first site to report on the sets, and everything after that has skipped it, so that's probably not happening, but Baby Voldemort might be included. But anyway, so you do get a new design for the Triwizard Cup Portkey. It, in my opinion, looks much better than the one in the CMF, since this one, while not having the nice printed detailing, is much closer to the correct shape. And it has the trans blue on the inside, which is nice. I really like the use of that classic lantern holder piece. It just looks really nice. And then for our main graveyard, you can see that actually on the left we get one extra tombstone on the side, which is, interestingly, one with the Deathly Hallows symbol on it, which really should go in Godric's Hollow's graveyard. But I think it was smart to include it here, since if I had to guess, the graveyard in Godric's Hollow is not going to make it into a set, so it's nice to get that here, just as a fun little reference, since that does of course come into play in the final novel and film. So cool to get. I'm guessing that'll be a sticker, but it works, it looks nice. And then for the main build, in the back, we do have the Tomb of Tom Riddle, with a very nice statue. Like, that is an entirely dark gray minifigure, which I was not expecting, because I was expecting it to be in light gray, because, well, just because normally LEGO statues are in light gray. But dark gray is not too common. It's very rare that you see just a completely plain dark gray unprinted torso, and this is actually the first time we'll be getting the new dress piece in dark gray, which I think is really cool. And then the minifigure head also isn't overly common. I mean, it's more common than the torso, but still, you don't see plain dark gray heads all that often. So cool stuff. And then for the build, the wings actually are interesting how they come out so far. That looks pretty cool. And the scythe is just, like, that's cool design using the newer style of Ninjago sword. That's cool. And because of that, you will probably be able to pose him so he is actually holding Harry, which is cool. And then you just have a stickered tile for Tom Riddle, which works perfectly fine. And then you have some foliage in the back, which looks nice. My one complaint is you have that modified 1x2 with, like, the 2 bars sticking off. And that just looks awkward, how that's slanted. I don't know, that just looks weird to me. So I might remove that when I get the set, but everything else looks good. I like the sloping around the sides. And then for the main build, you do get at the base of that a little bit of a fire. air, like with a couple of trans-orange studs, so you could place the cauldron there. And then the rest of the build is basically dedicated to, well, the set's called The Rise of Voldemort, so it looks, so in front of the space for the cauldron, you have this area that'll be able to flip up with a lever, according to the descriptions we've seen, so it'll be like a crank you turn, and it'll lift that piece up to have Voldemort rise up from the earth, which, you know, would represent him coming out of the cauldron, which is actually a pretty cool play feature. That sounds like it could be fun. And but then on the sides, you just have some sloping to give it a nice hilly base, which is actually kind of cool. It allows for more dynamic posing, and you have a couple of smaller tombstones off to the sides. I like that one with the frog, as well as it looks to be sort of the bases of some broken ones, which is interesting. And yeah, you just have some nice foliage, some vines, a couple of flower stalks, jumpers, a bit of sand green, a bit of dark green, a bit of olive green. Just, it looks very nice. And I know some people are complaining about how it's definitely, like, a lot of it is dedicated to terrain. We don't get a lot of actual graveyard stuff. And in my opinion, that's perfectly fine, since LEGO's releasing another graveyard this year, that one for Hidden Side, which basically looks like an updated version of the original 2005 Graveyard Duel in some aspects, and definitely, I think that if you got that set and this one, it would work for a fantastic scene. And that's definitely what I'm going to do. But enough about the build, let's take a look at what is definitely going to be the main reason this set sells really well. It'll probably be the best seller out of all of these sets for 2019 if I had to guess. The minifigures. Starting off with Harry Potter, and this is an exclusive variant because of the torso, which is the third task design. This is the second time we're getting a third task Harry, but this is much more detailed than the original. And it's about on the same level as the CMF Cedric's torso, which is very nice. And then the face print and hairpiece are the same one we get on the other Goblet of Fire Harrys, and the mid-legs are in black, which is definitely the best color here. However, it is inconsistent with how CMF Cedric had dark gray legs. Like, again, black looks better, but they should have kept it consistent with the dark gray, and it is unfortunate that we don't get any side printing for the stripes, but that is more than understandable in my opinion. And he does get his dark brown wand. They didn't include anything in the set to represent the twin core connection, which is odd. I figured they'd come up with some sort of build, or maybe even a new piece, so that you could have magic coming out of the wands and connecting. So that's a bit of an odd choice that they didn't do that. But I kind of get it for budgetary reasons. And anyway, our next figure is very cool. It is Lord Voldemort himself, based off of the Goblet of Fire, as well as the Order of the Phoenix this could work for as well. And first off, gonna go with, okay, so the wand is cool, since the only other place to get the wand piece in solid white thus far was in the minifigure series with the Deathly Hallows version of Voldemort. So this is really cool to get. The face print is fantastic. If you remember, in the CMF, I thought that Voldemort's just sort of frowning expression was a bit bland. This is what you would want. This is like the 2010 face, except done perfectly. That looks just like Ralph Fiennes' Voldemort, with the evil grin, and the nose, and the forehead line. It's just wonderful. And then the torso is also basically just a perfected version of the 2010 figure, where you have a good amount of the neck showing, you have the dark green lining with some wrinkles, and then the line of the robe going off to the side. And one of my big problems with the 2010 figure was that the robes just kind of, like, the line of them, the division between the left and right sides just went down to, like, the center of the torso and then just cut off on the legs, and it was weird. Well, here they fixed that by having the line of the robes just go all the way off to the side. So this dress piece is in plain black with no printing, but it works perfectly fine, and the dress piece was definitely the right way to go for Voldemort. Same thing they did in the CMF. It just works really well. Fantastic figure. Next up is Peter Pettigrew, which is great since it means that LEGO has now made minifigures in this new line for all three of the Prisoner of Azkaban Marauders. And Pettigrew's pretty cool. His wand seems to be the same dark brown as Harry's. The hair color is definitely the thing me and a lot of other people are a bit think that it's off. It should not be that Weasley ginger. It should be nougat or dark tan. And also the hairpiece itself is a bit odd. I personally would have gone with the old man Luke Skywalker hairpiece in dark tan from Octu Island. I know some people have suggested the Ultimate Warrior mullet hairpiece from Series 15 minifigures. I think it was 15. But I think Luke's hair would have worked better, and I think dark tan would have also helped because Wormtail has a very noticeable bald spot on top of his head. And if the color was a more dull one that blended in with the head more, it wouldn't have been as noticeable that it was missing. But here it's very noticeable. But aside from the hairpiece, Wormtail is very nice. He has a very accurate face print, and while I don't have a good image of it, the front of the box, where it shows the 4 minifigures, shows that Wormtail will get an alternate expression that'll be more of an evil grin, which is interesting. And then the torso and legs are just very nice and detailed, much like Sirius is in the Expecto Patronum set. Similar level of detail with the torso and legs, some torn designs in the outfit, and a bit of dirt. It's just a very well-done design. Our last minifigure is a Goblet of Fire-inspired Death Eater, which is something I never thought we'd get, at least not fully. I'd expected there to be a Death Eater in the set, but I'd expected them to just use the more common Order of the Phoenix Half-Blood Prince design. Or maybe even just do what they did in the original Graveyard Duel set and just give us, Lucius, but just give us an alternate face with the mask. Fully what I'd expected them to do was basically just update the 2010 figure, where we would get Lucius with a normal face and then the mask, and then he would get a hairpiece and just the standard hood piece. I was not expecting them to give him the pointy hat that's inspired by the Ku Klux Klan, because, LEGO set. But they did do that, and that is a new color for the wizard hat piece, which is cool. The face print is cool. I really hope that the coloring it doesn't look too faded. It'll probably look at least a bit poor because of just printing quality and how LEGO does it. But I think they probably thought about that, since they do have a pre-shadowed design for the face that has it in a very dark color, which I think is a very smart idea, since that means that that'll print better. I'm just worried about the skull mask itself. But yeah, this guy will just have a single-sided face, because the wizard hat doesn't cover up the back of the head, but it works fine. I can't distinguish who this guy is, so it could just be any Death Eater. The torso is very simple, but nice. He just, again, has the new dress piece in black, as we saw with Voldemort, and a black wand. And that is the Rise of Voldemort. I think this is going to be a very popular set with a lot of people. Because, you get 4 awesome minifigures, and I guess technically 5 because of the statue. And I guess maybe 6-ish because Baby Voldemort might be in it, but I'm not counting on it. And, the play feature looks like it'll be fun. You get some nice side builds. And then the main build is pretty cool. It's just a great set. And it's one I'm definitely picking up, and a lot of people will definitely pick up. Again, I think this is going to be the best-selling set of 2019 for LEGO Harry Potter, not overall. It'll be one of the best-selling sets overall, but not the best. Still, though, you get 4 awesome minifigures, and it's great because one major thing the line has been lacking thus far is villains. Because, last year, for villains, we got Quirrell and we got a Dementor, and that was it. Then this year, before this, we'd seen that we were getting 2 Dementors. Okay. Walden McNair, the Executioner. Okay, and that was it. So it's cool here that we're getting in one set Voldemort, Wormtail, and a Death Eater. So yeah, really not much else to say about this set. It's just a really fantastic $20 set. I would say that this is probably a better $20 set than Expecto Patronum even, which is surprising considering that I basically thought that was the best $20 set I'd ever seen when it was revealed. But this set's one-upped it. Anyway, a lot of people had expected a Graveyard Duel set, but a set I don't think anyone was expecting to ever get from LEGO, much less in the first Goblet of Fire wave in 14 years, was the Beauxbatons Carriage, Arrival at Hogwarts. This 430-piece set includes 4 minifigures, and will retail for $50 in the United States. And those minifigures are Rubeus Hagrid, Madame Maxime, Fleur Delacour, and her little sister Gabrielle Delacour. And you also get 2 winged horses called Abraxans. Starting off with the main build, this is actually the first time we've gotten the horse piece since the Mystery Plane Adventures from LEGO Scooby-Doo in 2015, so it's been quite a while, but they're back. Doesn't seem to be a new print for them, but that works perfectly fine. They have attached on to the sides the Alchemy wings from the Fantastic Beasts suitcase set. It's those wing pieces in white, which work well. And you just get 2 attached to the front. If I'm correct, there should be 7, but 2 works perfectly fine for the size of the set. I mean, having 7 would be outright ridiculous. And the carriage is a phenomenal design. It's definitely very Cinderella-ish with the light blue color and the gold, but unlike the LEGO Cinderella carriages that they've produced under the Disney Princess line, this set isn't terrible. Or overpriced. It's probably because it's not from a Disney license where 90% of the budget goes to Disney. And then the other 10% goes to them selling the set and giving 8% of the profit to Disney. When I say 8%, I mean 80%. Anyway. But yeah, the build looks very nice. I like the gold lanterns. Great recolor. I like the gold wheels. I like the Nexo shields. The roof is cute. Like, everything about this is great. It's just such a nice, cute design for a carriage. And the main play feature is that, as you can see here in this super blurry image, you can actually do a quick rebuild of the set to turn it into a 2-story structure to sort of do that whole bigger on the inside thing. So on the bottom you have a tea room, which is great since you'll be getting 3 of the teacup piece from the Harry Potter collectible minifigure series, which is great since that's still not available in a retail set until now, so really cool to get those. And there's also a little treasure chest on the back, not sure what's in that. And then up top, you have an office for Madame Maxime, where it looks like we have the letter piece, which is the same printed letter that we're getting in the Advent calendar. So good use of a part there. And she just has a little cabinet. Looks like there might be a desk. I definitely see a candle. Yeah, I mean, again, the image is pretty blurry, but it looks cool. It looks like it's going to be a fun set. Moving on to the minifigures, I think the standout, well, all of the figures in this set are standouts among minifigures from this line, which already has great minifigures, but I think the standout of them is this new figure of Fleur Delacour, because back with the sets we got for the first wave coming in June, a lot of people complained about how Fleur had a hairpiece that wasn't super accurate. The ponytail piece just didn't work. More for the Yule Ball than for the Dragon Task, but still. The face print was just Ellie Sattler's from the LEGO Jurassic Park set. The torso on the Yule Ball figure was good, but it was inaccurately colored on the first Task figure. And then no leg printing on either, so kind of disappointing. I mean, I didn't feel it nearly as much as other people did, but, you know, it is still an issue. And I guess then LEGO was like, hey, wait a second. What if we did the exact opposite and made, like, the best minifigure of the year? So yeah, this Fleur minifigure is literally perfect. She gets a dark tan wand, which is expected. She gets a new, double molded by the looks of it, hat-hair combo, which is perfect. That is so good. I love hat-hair combos, and this is just such a perfect one. Like, I was never expecting to get this. Maybe in a collectible minifigure series, but never in just a retail set. That's a fantastic new piece. And then she gets a new face print. Okay. I mean, like, I don't know why if they had this, they couldn't have just used it 2 months earlier in the other two sets. And it is definitely inconsistent with those. But I don't care, it just looks fantastic. And then the torso is really nice. Bit of negative space on the sides, which makes sense. It's just a very accurate design. Oh, and then she gets double molded legs. Wait, what? Yeah, that was unexpected. Like, even if Lego was going to do with the double molded hat piece, which I seriously doubted happening in general, I never thought they were going to do double molded legs, because, like, I mean, it really... There are so many characters that need them desperately that Lego doesn't use them for. But, I mean, it looks fantastic. I'm not complaining, I just think that it's a bit odd how Fleur gets them when there are so many other characters that need them more that don't. But they look fantastic and they really do round out the figure. This is basically the perfect minifigure. There are no flaws here as far as I can see. Unless the alternate face turns out to be really bad. But yeah, previously I'd planned on getting a couple of the LEGO Disney Series 2 Elsa figures face to replace the face in the other two sets. Now I'll just go on Bricklink or Bricks and Pieces and just buy 2 extra copies of this head when the set comes out. Problem solved. But yeah, we can't spend all night talking about Fleur. We also have Gabrielle, who is very similar, same hat-hair combo, and the same torso, which maybe they could have done a new print that just cut out the negative space so you could have male students as well as young ones. Since Gabrielle, I think, is too young to have the negative space, but it's not a huge thing. She has short legs, which is cute, and she also gets a new face print. I guess LEGO just had a lot of budget for these two sets. I don't know. But yeah, that's a really cute design. It looks very similar to just the generic little girl face print that we've seen for, like, Lex in the Jurassic Park set and for Susan Bones. But the freckles are a bit more spaced out, and we have tan eyebrows. So it's a cool face print. Works really well. Next figure is Madame Maxime, as I've been told it's pronounced. And this is a different variant from the clock tower because that had the Yule Ball variant, but this just comes with her in her standard outfit. The hairpiece here is black for some reason. I have no idea why that is. I'm guessing it's just a mistake they made in the artwork and it's not going to be the case in the final set. It would make no sense if they released her with the accurate dark brown hair in the clock tower and then just black hair in this set. So I doubt that's the case. I mean, if they did release it actually with black hair, they would probably have to do a quick recall and fix like they did with the Black Kanan hairpiece in the LEGO Star Wars Ghost set. But anyway, then the face print is the same as the clock tower, and then the torso and legs just have this very nice intricate, well, not super intricate, but this nice black lining pattern, as well as a bit of it ruffles at the top of the torso. I mean, it's not super complex, but it looks nice. Last figure is definitely going to be a lot of people's favorites. My favorite is Fleur, but Hagrid is another one of the best figures of the line this year. Because this is Yule Ball Hagrid. So first off, yeah, you can all stop complaining that Yule Ball Hagrid isn't in Hagrid's hut. He's here now. You can stop complaining that you don't have a Hagrid for your Yule Ball, because here he is now. And this is just such a cool figure. Like, the head print is the same one we've gotten, of course, as is the beard. But then we get the Hagrid overcoat mold, remolded in brown, with some fantastic printing for the coat and the tie. It's just really great. And the arms are also recast, which is awesome. I mean, like, it is just a fantastic figure. And I mean, there really isn't much else to say beyond that, aside from cool. This is our first figure of Hagrid that's not just a generic figure. We actually get a costume variant, which is really cool. And that's really all I have to say about the Beauxbatons Carriage arrival at Hogwarts. It's a really awesome set, with awesome minifigures, an awesome build, but it is also rather niche. Like, this set is going to be one of the lesser selling of the new sets, I'd presume, just because not as many people care about it. And it's kind of funny when you consider how many people wanted a new version of the Durmstrang ship, even though this is on the same level, as they're both just very quick things from the Goblet of Fire that we never see the inside of, and we just see when they arrive to Hogwarts and when they leave. And so I don't know why that set is one people still want, and they're annoyed we don't have. But then with this set, people were like, wait, what? We're getting this? Are you serious? I mean, like, I'm not kidding when I say that literally I think the only reason they're thinking like that is because LEGO made a set of the Durmstrang ship in 2005. Like, if LEGO had made this in 2005 and we got the Durmstrang ship this year, I can guarantee that the reaction would be exactly the same. But that's enough of that. Anyway, last set, super quick, Harry Potter Build Your Own Adventure book. It's a 2-in-1. Our main build is a remake of the Sorting Hat set from 2001, which is awesome. You get some candles in the back, as well as just levitating flames, because why not? You have this nice pointed design, and you just have this nice little archway. You have the Sorting Hat, and instead of having a special printed disc, they're just using 4 stickered tiles with the Hogwarts crests on them. Interestingly, rather than using the sticker designs from the Quidditch match set, they're using the ones from the direct-to-consumer Hogwarts set. This is also interesting, as I believe this is the first time we've gotten stickers in a LEGO book. Wacky. But yeah, it'll have the same play feature as the original, except, you know, instead of a disc, it's a why did I say a triangle? It's a rhombus, but you spin it, and whatever it lands on gives you the house. Bit unfortunate that we didn't get just a generic Hogwarts uniform Harry like we did back in 2001. I mean, these books have had exclusive minifigs before. It wouldn't have been out of the question, but oh well, it's fine without it. Just hope to get that at some point. And then our other build is the entrance to the Gryffindor Common Room. Overall, looks pretty similar, but now the spinning bit is the wall, so you can just spin that around. There isn't going to be anything on the inside, at least nothing major. But yeah, oh, and you also get a treasure chest and a book. Cool stuff. But yeah, that's it. But it's a cool book. It'll be $16.99. It gives you tons of tips and tricks for building other LEGO Harry Potter stuff using your own pieces. I'll be probably picking it up, and it releases July 2nd, so if the rumors are true that the sets aren't coming out in the US until August, this would be a nice thing to get to tide you over, you know, because it is technically a new LEGO Harry Potter set, kind of, maybe. I don't know. At the very least, it's a nice, cheap way to get the Sorting Hat, which of course only comes in the $100 Great Hall, and a nice, cheap way to get those tiles that are with the stickers that are only in the $400 set. Except the Hufflepuff one, because that sticker is the same between Quidditch Match and Hogwarts. Anyway, so that's all I have to say about these sets. So, the book is pretty cool. Rise of Voldemort is a phenomenal $20 set that's going to be super popular. Beauxbatons Carriage is objectively probably a better set, with fantastic minifigures, probably one of my favorites of the new line thus far, but it's more of a niche thing, so not a lot of people are excited about it, but I certainly am. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all in my next video, whenever that happens to be. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.